Have you ever wondered what the world was like before the Great Flood? Get ready for a journey through time where we'll explore fascinating civilizations, lost technologies, and mysterious creatures that inhabited the Earth during this legendary period. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets of the antediluvian era, shedding light on archaeological and mythological discoveries that will change your perspective on human history. Imagine living in a time when giants walked among men, where science and technology challenged our modern understanding. Have you ever felt curious about the distant past and the untold stories that shaped our world? This video is for you. We'll explore how people lived, their routines, beliefs, and the impact of the flood on their lives. Antediluvian is a term that refers to the period before the biblical flood, as described in the book of Genesis in the Bible. The flood is the catastrophic deluge that, according to Judeo-Christian tradition, was sent by God to destroy humanity because of its corruption and violence, while Noah and his family were preserved in the ark. The biblical antediluvian context is characterized by an era before the flood, where, according to the biblical narrative, humans lived for hundreds of years and multiplied rapidly. The antediluvian society is described as marked by moral and spiritual corruption, culminating in the divine decision to destroy all life on earth, except for what was in the ark. In addition to the biblical context, the idea of an antediluvian period is also present in mythologies and legends from various cultures around the world. These narratives often describe a remote time before a great catastrophe that changed the face of the earth. For example, Greek mythology speaks of the age of the Titans and the war between the Titans and the Olympian gods, which culminated in the rise of the latter. Historical, archaeological, and literary sources that speak about this time period include the Bible, primarily the book of Genesis, which describes the flood and antediluvian events. In mythologies, myths from various cultures, such as Sumerian, Greek, and Mesopotamian, which have narratives about catastrophic events in ancient eras. In archaeological records, archaeological discoveries from ancient civilizations that provide insights into prehistoric life, such as artifacts, writings, and ancient structures. In ancient texts, ancient writings from historians, philosophers, and travelers that mention legends and myths about antediluvian periods, such as the writings of Herodotus or Plato. In the antediluvian period, the climate, geography, and ecosystems were very different from what we know today. The Earth was characterized by a warmer and more humid environment, with tropical climates prevailing in many regions. There were no glaciations like those that occurred in later epochs. The geography was also notably different, with land masses distributed in distinct ways. Some areas that are now deserts may have been lush forests, while other regions now covered by forests could have been vast plains or swamps. As for ecosystems, the antediluvian period harbored an incredible diversity of plant and animal life. Large tropical forests covered extensive areas, providing habitats for an impressive variety of plants and animals. Plant life included gigantic species of trees, ferns, and lush tropical plants. Species like Archaeopteris, a prehistoric tree, dominated the landscape, while tree ferns and cycads were also common. Regarding animal life, the antediluvian period was inhabited by a variety of incredible creatures, some of which are now extinct. Giant animals like mammoths, mastodons, saber-toothed tigers, and giant sloths roamed the earth. Additionally, legends and mythologies from different cultures mention mythical creatures like Leviathan, Behemoth, and dragons, which contribute to the fascination surrounding this period. Therefore, the antediluvian period was a very different world from what we know today, with unique climates, geography, and ecosystems, and a diverse plant and animal life, including both real and legendary species. In the antediluvian period, societies were likely organized differently compared to modern societies. Although information about the social organization of this time is scarce and often based on speculation, it is possible to infer some characteristics based on mythologies, legends, and archaeological records. Regarding social classes, there likely was rudimentary social stratification, with individuals or groups exerting power and influence over others. Tribal leaders or chiefs may have existed, probably based on family lineages, leadership skills, or acquired prestige. As for governments, some antediluvian societies may have been organized into primitive forms of government, such as tribal chieftaincies or councils of elders. However, it is difficult to determine the extent of governmental power during this period, as the scarcity of evidence makes conclusions uncertain. The main cities of the antediluvian period are often mentioned in ancient mythologies and legends, such as the city of Atlantis in Greek mythology or the city of Enoch in Judeo-Christian tradition. These cities are often described as prosperous, advanced, and sometimes even mythical, with grand architecture and advanced technology. Constructions and architectural advances in the antediluvian period may have been notable, with elaborate and enduring structures built to serve as dwellings, temples, palaces, or other purposes. Although few physical examples of these constructions have survived to the present day, ancient myths and legends often mention impressive buildings and monumental monuments. In terms of technological innovations attributed to this period, information is scarce and often based on speculation. However, some theories suggest that antediluvian societies may have developed advanced technologies for the time, such as sophisticated construction methods, advanced agricultural techniques, irrigation systems, maritime navigation, and even astronomical knowledge. In this period, religious and mythological beliefs played a central role in people's lives, influencing their worldviews, behaviors, and social practices. Although specific information about the religious beliefs of this time is limited, we can infer some characteristics based on mythologies, legends, and archaeological records. Antediluvian religions were likely polytheistic, with cults dedicated to a variety of gods and goddesses who personified forces of nature, aspects of human life, and cosmic events. These gods and goddesses were often portrayed in mythologies and legends as powerful and divine beings, capable of influencing the fate of humans and the world. Rituals and religious traditions played an important role in the daily life of antediluvian societies, with practices such as offerings, sacrifices, festivals, and ceremonies being performed to honor the gods, seek their protection, and ensure the fertility of the land and success in human endeavors. Do you wish to delve even deeper into your understanding of the powerful practices discussed in this video? In the comments, we provide a valuable resource that complements the content covered here. Don't miss the opportunity to enrich your journey of spiritual and personal growth. Click the link and delve even more deeply into the path of positive change. In addition to religious beliefs, artistic and literary expressions also flourished in the antediluvian period, although few physical examples have survived to this day. Sacred texts and orally transmitted legends played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting cultural, mythological, and religious traditions from one generation to another. These sacred texts and legends often address themes such as the creation of the world, the origins of gods and humans, divine wars, and the fates of legendary heroes and heroines. Additionally, artistic expressions like paintings, sculptures, and engravings were also used to depict divine, mythological, and historical figures, as well as to adorn temples, palaces, and other important structures. In the antediluvian period, various legendary and historical figures captured the imagination and shaped the narratives of that distant time. Among these figures, the Nephilim stand out as mysterious and enigmatic beings, often described as giants or demigods who inhabited the earth before the flood. Their origins and exact nature are subjects of speculation and debate, but their presence is often associated with significant and catastrophic events that mark this period. Another central figure in this context is Noah, whose story is widely known for his construction of the ark to save his family and the animals from the divine wrath expressed in the flood. The narrative of Noah and the ark is one of the most iconic of the antediluvian period, transmitted through religious, mythological, and literary traditions over the centuries. In addition to these figures, significant events shaped the narrative of the antediluvian period, standing out as key moments that influenced the destiny of humanity and the history of the earth. Among these events, the biblical flood stands out as the central event, where, according to religious traditions, divine wrath was unleashed to purify the earth from human corruption and violence. Other events, such as the fall of the rebel angels, divine wars, and the fates of legendary cities like Atlantis, are also important parts of the antediluvian narrative, contributing to the complexity and mystery of this period. Thus, legendary figures like the Nephilim and Noah, along with significant events like the flood, play a crucial role in constructing the history and mythology of the antediluvian period, inspiring fascination, speculation, and investigation over time. Modern theories about the veracity and interpretation of antediluvian accounts vary widely, reflecting different academic, religious, and scientific perspectives. While some people interpret antediluvian accounts, especially those found in the Bible, as historical and accurate records, others approach these narratives as myths, legends, or symbolic allegories. Among the proponents of the historicity of these accounts, there are those who believe that events like the flood may have a real historical basis, although they may have been exaggerated or reinterpreted over time. Some scholars seek archaeological or geological evidence that may corroborate or refute these stories, while others explore parallels in mythologies and cultural traditions around the world in search of insights into the antediluvian period. On the other hand, there are those who interpret antediluvian accounts as symbolic myths or legends that reflect cultural, philosophical, or religious concerns of ancient societies. These interpretations emphasize the symbolic and metaphorical meaning of these stories, often seeking to understand their role in shaping the cultural and religious identity of different peoples throughout history. As for the effects of the flood on civilizations, geography, and the continuity of life on Earth, interpretations vary according to religious, scientific, and historical perspectives. For those who interpret the flood as a historical event, its consequences would have been profound and widespread, affecting geography, ecology, and human societies in significant ways. Some scholars suggest that the flood would have caused drastic changes in the Earth's geography, such as the formation of mountains, valleys, and oceans, as well as mass extinctions of animal and plant species. Additionally, the flood may have influenced the development of later cultures and civilizations, shaping myths, traditions, and religious practices around the world. On the other hand, scientific interpretations tend to question the possibility of a global catastrophic event like the flood described in the Bible, pointing to a lack of geological and paleontological evidence corroborating such a widespread and catastrophic flood. Instead, scientists emphasize natural processes like erosion, sedimentation, and plate tectonics to explain the formation of landscapes and geological formations observed on Earth. The event of the flood, as described in biblical accounts and in some other cultures, is a catastrophic flood that covered the earth, destroying all life except that which was protected in Noah's Ark. In the Judeo-Christian tradition, the flood is described in the book of Genesis, where God, displeased with humanity's wickedness, decides to send a flood to purify the earth. According to the biblical narrative, God instructs Noah to build a large ark to shelter his family and a pair of every animal species, before sending rains that lasted 40 days and 40 nights, flooding the entire earth. After the flood, the water recedes, allowing Noah and the survivors to leave the ark and repopulate the earth. In addition to the Judeo-Christian tradition, accounts of great floods and deluges are found in mythologies and cultural traditions around the world. For example, Sumerian mythology describes a flood sent by the gods to destroy humanity, while the Hindu tradition tells the story of Manu, a man whom the god Vishnu instructs to build a vessel to survive the flood. As for the effects of the flood on civilizations, geography, and the continuity of life on Earth, these are subjects of speculation and varied interpretation. According to biblical accounts, the flood had a devastating impact, destroying all terrestrial life except that which was protected in Noah's Ark. After the flood, the geography of the Earth would have been drastically altered, with geological formations, landscapes, and ecosystems completely transformed. Additionally, the flood may have influenced the course of human history, shaping mythologies, religious traditions, and cultures around the world. The flood narrative is found in various ancient cultures and civilizations, suggesting that similar catastrophic events may have occurred at different times and in different regions. However, from a scientific standpoint, the possibility of a catastrophic global flood as described in the Bible is questioned due to the lack of geological and paleontological evidence corroborating such a widespread and catastrophic inundation. Instead, scientists point to natural processes such as erosion, sedimentation, and plate tectonics to explain the formation of landscapes and geological formations observed on Earth. In the video, What Was Life Like Before the Flood?, we explore fascinating aspects of the antediluvian period, from religious and mythological beliefs to the impactful narrative of the biblical flood and its possible consequences. We delve into topics such as the social organization of ancient societies, legendary figures like Noah and the Nephilim, and significant events that shaped this mysterious era. By comprehending and exploring this crucial period in human history, we can broaden our understanding of cultural diversity, the origins of mythologies and religions, and the mysteries of prehistoric life. Investigating these themes invites us to reflect on our own existence and the complexities of the world around us. If you enjoyed the content and would like to support the channel, please don't forget to leave a like, comment on your thoughts, and subscribe for more fascinating videos on history, mythology, and culture. Your interaction is essential for the growth of the channel and for us to continue bringing interesting and educational content to you. Additionally, be sure to check out other related videos on the channel, where we explore various historical, cultural, and mythological topics. You may be interested in videos about ancient civilizations, myths and legends from around the world, or even other theories about the antediluvian period. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.